Welcome to another webinar by Thomas Plunkett. This one is another certification exam review. This time I'm taking a look at the NVIDIA-Certified Associate AI Infrastructure and Operations exam. So this is an exam I took in March, and I'm going to talk about it. So let's first take a look at what they've got on their website here. So bringing up their website. All right, so if you go over to NVIDIA.com in US Learn certifications, they've got two groups of certifications. They've got certification for infrastructure professionals and certification for developers. I've done exams out of both groups. I have some previous videos that talk about the Gen AI and LLM exam and the multimodal Gen AI exam. And now I'm going to talk about the NVIDIA Certified Associate AI Infrastructure and Operations, which is more of a hardware and networking infrastructure and operations exam. So if we go over to the page that talks about that exam, we've got this page here. It talks a little bit about the exam. It's 50 questions. It's 1 hour, about $125. All of that's pretty similar to the other two exams that I did previous webinars on. The topics that are covered are a little bit different in this case because we're going to be diving into GPU architecture, infrastructure, and operations questions. But we'll still also spend a little bit of time talking about the software side of things. We'll talk about NVIDIA's software suite, AI, machine learning, deep learning, and so on. Now, this particular course, this particular certification exam has a self-paced training course called AI Infrastructure and Operations Fundamentals associated with it. They also have additional materials on artificial intelligence with all these references, graphic processing units, infrastructure, and networking like InfiniBand and switches and so forth. And then there's a study guide similar to the other courses. So I did take this self-paced training class. Let's take a quick look at that self-paced training class. All right, so this is the AI infrastructure and operations fundamentals class. Currently, I think it sells for about $50, but they do have a discount if you get to sign up for the certification exam at the same time. Now, when you sign up for the certification exam, you do have 60 days in which to schedule it. So you don't have to buy it the same day you take the test. You can reschedule in that time frame. And they're pretty flexible about rescheduling. So what does this course cover? Well, this course was 7 hours in length, and it gives you a introduction to AI. It gives you AI infrastructure information and AI operations information. It is all recorded, so you're not getting a live course. What did I think about the course? The course was okay. It's a little high level, so you can't just rely on the course to take the certification exam. You should also look at the materials like these references, the NVIDIA TensorRT, and all the rest of these references. Read through all the references that they list under the different certification topics in the study guide, because the questions will be deeper than the course. The course doesn't go as deep as a lot of these references go. So definitely read the references they list in their study guide in addition to taking that class. In terms of the structure of the exam, about 38% of it is just general AI knowledge. Then about 40% covers AI infrastructure and 22% covers AI operations. The question format is a mix of multiple choice and select twos. In some ways, I think this might be the hardest of the three associate level exams. Or it could be. It depends on your background. Some people might find the LLM or the multimodal class as the hardest of the three. It's really hard to say, but whatever you do, I recommend. And there are other prep courses you can take for this beyond this course offered by NVIDIA. So there's other stuff you could look at as well. But what I would do is I definitely recommend reading through all of the suggested readings because they are going to be very helpful. And the other thing is if you do take that course, also spend a little bit of time diving through the NVIDIA product line and reading a little bit more about the NVIDIA products and the information they give in that course. because that course is a high level course. It doesn't necessarily go into all the details on the NVIDIA products or the NVIDIA GPU architecture and InfiniBand or all of the other networking technologies that are discussed in and possibly asked about on this exam. So that's my high level overview. Again, I did do two other high level overview videos on the NVIDIA AI certification exam series. I have a video on the Gen AI course, and I have a video on the multimodal course. Now, one other comment I want to make is that between these three courses, there is a fair amount of overlap on the basics of AI content. So, for example, if we look at, sort of the essential AI knowledge, um, the topics they list here are things like what is machine learning, NVIDIA TensorRT, what are large language models used for. All of those are topics that you would see on all three exams. So there is a fair amount of overlap between these three exams. So if you're going to do one of them, why not consider doing all three? So with that, I'd like to thank you for attending this relatively brief video, which is my review of the NVIDIA AI infrastructure and operations exam, which is focused more on the hardware and networking side and the operations management side of running, GPU-based AI applications, as opposed to the other exams, which are more focused on the machine learning, deep learning approaches to using AI with NVIDIA tools. So thanks again for watching this video, and tune in next time when I'll dive deeper into another AI topic.